Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. 3 teams Cowboys can call about Dak Prescott if they're really looking for a trade. Everybody, calm down. The Dallas Cowboys have not traded quarterback Dak Prescott, and yes, it would be absolutely crazy to think they would. But, a new rumor has emerged by way of a Cleveland Browns source that says the Cowboys and Browns are discussing a potential deal involving Prescott. Take that with a grain of salt. Or, take it and run with it for all that matters. Either way, it is certainly a shocking and ludicrous idea. But, Jerry Jones runs his own race and he runs it by his own rules. That much we know to be true. So, if the Cowboys were actually considering doing the unthinkable, which teams would make sense? There aren't many truly quarterback-needy teams left. Tennessee Titans first and foremost, you have to go with the team which owns the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. At the moment, it looks like the Tennessee Titans are going to take Miami quarterback Cam Ward. It seems like a foregone conclusion. But, if they thought the roster was ready to compete now, and to be truthful, there are some solid parts in place, particularly on defense, then Prescott does make sense. You'd have to believe that first overall pick would be involved in a deal. But the real question is, what more would be involved for Tennessee? Cleveland Browns. The Browns have been stuck in quarterback purgatory for what seems like forever, and the Deshaun Watson trade could be made right by somehow pulling off a deal for Dak. But, it just doesn't make sense. The money, in no way, shape or form, makes sense. I am not a cap wizard and do not claim to be one. But, there does not seem to be a logical way Cleveland would be able to pay both Watson and Dak, unless the Cowboys willingly took Watson's contract. And, folks, that move might set the city of Dallas ablaze. Pittsburgh Steelers. The other obvious team who would come calling is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are awaiting a decision by Aaron Rodgers at the moment. Prescott is younger and, quite frankly, the much better option over Rodgers at this point. Dak would make the Steelers a legitimate Super Bowl contender, without question. Again, this seems asinine to even entertain, but here we are. Some sports personality started the rumor and claimed to have a source, so we have to talk about it. Pittsburgh's defense is mostly set up to succeed right now. They have newly acquired DK Metcalf alongside George Pickens and will likely add to their backfield. Plus, you can't get much better than the consistency from Mike Tomlin over the years. Cowboy Roundup, biggest offseason surprises, dream NFL draft scenario. Happy Thursday, Dallas Cowboys Nation. After a few quiet days to start the week, things really went overboard on Wednesday. There were completely baseless trade rumors surrounding Dak Prescott and the Cleveland Browns, which were immediately shut down by those who cover the team closely, while the NFL announced a rule change that has been dubbed the CeeDee Lamb rule. Players can no longer use the nose wipe celebration without drawing a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for using a violent gesture. What a time. Now, we move forward as we inch towards the weekend and learn more about potential directions the team could go in the NFL Draft, which is less than 1 month away. In the meantime, let's check out some of the headlines making waves around the web and on social media. Indulge. Cowboys' biggest offseason surprises. The Cowboys have made some head-scratching moves during the early stages of the offseason, but what are the biggest surprises from the team? Blogging the Boys takes a look at the 5 biggest surprises the Cowboys have made. Dream draft scenario. The Cowboys need help at wide receiver in the NFL Draft, and one of the top prospects is beginning to gain steam as a best option for the team. The Cowboys Wire takes a look at why Arizona's Teteroa McMillan is becoming a favorite. Cowboys Quick Hits. Cowboys CeeDee Lamb reacts to NFL wipe your nose celebration ban. Cowboys give an unfair failing grade in NFC free agency report card. Dallas Cowboys receive praise for underrated NFL free agency signing. Potential number 1 NFL draft pick Cam Ward shades Cowboys defense. Cowboys urged to trade back in NFL draft if top prospect is off board. Potential Cowboys draft target goes viral for insane pro day physique. Cowboys Brian Schottenheimer, Matt Eberflus attend high-profile pro day. What does CeeDee Lamb's nose wipe celebration mean and why did NFL ban it? The Dallas Cowboys had their fair share of issues this past season, one being their inability to stop the run. Truth be told, it's been a problem for several years now. Even in the 3 seasons with Dan Quinn serving as the defensive coordinator, America's team ranked 16th, 112.8, 22nd, 129.3, and 16th, 112.4, respectively, against the run. And this past season, with Mike Zimmer running the show on defense, the Cowboys ranked an abysmal 29th in this department, allowing 137.1 yards per game on the ground. So, this is a problem that clearly needs to be addressed, which Jerry Jones did not do in the first wave of free agency, at least for the most part. In total, Dallas has added 5 players thus far who are either defensive linemen or linebackers. And of those 5, only Jack Sanborn has a strong PFF run defense grade at 70.5. And this is a positive in a second way, as Sanborn already knows new defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus quite well, as they spent several seasons together with the Chicago Bears. The other 4, Dante Fowler Jr., 50.0, Solomon Thomas, 41.5, Peyton Turner, 40.7, and Kenneth Murray Jr., 35.0, tend to struggle in this area. As such, the Cowboys will need to go looking for help in the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. And while it seems unlikely they'll go the run defender route in round 1, especially after getting burned by Motzie Smith a couple of years back, they do have a meeting set up with one of the top prospects in this category who could be perfect on day 2. Shedeur Sanders potentially falling to Cowboys in NFL Draft. Look, a run-of-the-mill banana duct tape to a white wall recently sold as art for $6.2 million, so believe us when we say stranger things have happened. Could the Dallas Cowboys wind up drafting Deion Sanders' son after all? Cue the banana, and hear us out. In the wake of the New York Giants signing quarterback Russell Wilson Tuesday night, it was former Cowboys receiver Dez Bryant who seemingly was first to connect the suddenly logical dots from Colorado's Shedeur Sanders to Dallas. Wrote Dez on his social media, "I got a feeling Shedeur Sanders might be a Cowboy." The post generally drew negative, naysaying comments, but it makes more sense than ever. Yes, the Cowboys are set with Dak Prescott and his $240 million contract at quarterback. But he'll be 32 when the season starts, and 3 of the last 5 seasons he has missed significant time with injuries. Also, with the departure of Cooper Rush and failure of Trey Lance, they have no backup. Slotted by almost every mock draft to go number 3 overall to the Giants, Shedeur could begin a swift slide now that they have both veterans Wilson and Jameis Winston on the roster. With Giants owner John Mara saying this offseason that he's just about out of patience, difficult to envision spending that kind of draft capital on a player that would be 3rd on the depth chart. Shedeur could still go number 2 to the Cleveland Browns, who sold their soul for Deshaun Watson but have only Kenny Pickett behind the oft-injured starter. Cowboys' stunning feeling about Shedeur ignites controversy, but after the Giants, the next 5 teams in the draft order all have their franchise quarterback. At number 9 are the New Orleans Saints. New head coach Kellen Moore says he is comfortable with 34-year-old Derek Carr, but the team could save $50 million under the salary cap if it releases him before 2026. And you fan? What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' situation? Write to us in the comments.